This has been a 2-year thing.
Mhm.
One of the things that you said is real important, and I think this is what keeps people from really moving forward. But you said something. You said, when I stand before my God, none of these people gonna be here.
None.
So, how big for you is the deliverance from people?
Huge. Huge. Because, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but being that I got bullied at a young age and I got really close to my dad, and I really wanted his approval. I want other people's approval, and I wanted this from people and that from people. Because I wanted that for so long, that was a root that really was deep in me that I had to learn how to pull and remove from myself, because it was just this situation where I'm like, I care about what I used to take pictures just so I could get complimented, because I got bullied so much. I didn't care for attention, but
Mhm.
I wanted some type of attention to make me feel some type of secure. And God had revealed to me, like, you care way, way, way too much. And it's been built over the course of what, 20, I'm 28 now. 28 years you've wanted other people's approval, and now you gotta let that go. You got to.
That keeps so many people
So many.
from moving forward, being delivered. What are they going to think about my deliverance?
Yeah.
Like, are they going to accept my deliverance? Are they going to are they going to be okay with my deliverance?
Yeah.
Like,
And when you hear it, when you think about it, it's like, wow, we are really giving y'all or other people so much weight when they have none. Absolute
zero.
none.
Right. So that is um I, I am real big on that. When being delivered from people, I am really, really big on that. And so you've been going hard in this walk for the last 2 years.
Hmm.
How did you land as a content creator, one of the up and coming content creators, um, and things like how did you land in that space?
So off camera, apparently I'm very funny. So my personality attracts people, and I've heard all the time, like, you're such a light, you're such a light. And so I had joined a network marketing company when COVID hit, because I was trying to figure out how can I make money from my phone, because people were saying this. And I joined a network marketing company, and people just gravitated towards my personality. And I was like, wow, I'm a mentor now, because now that I learned the space, once I get into a space and I learn the ins and outs, I'm on, like, I'm ready to teach, because I love people. And I've always had some type of leadership position in whatever job that I've had. So when I was in network marketing, they tell us this is the first job, I guess you can say, where you are your brand. So you can be yourself. And there were so many times where people were like, your personality is just a little too big, or you got to dial it back a little bit. And so this was the first time where I can actually, okay, express myself and show my personality. So I would use content to promote the business. And I would get so many views because people were just attracted to how I taught, how I broke things down. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have an audience with my personality. I used to get bullied for this. This is crazy. So I gained an audience through that, and people would ask, like, oh my gosh, can I take pictures with you? Because we would have events and stuff. So I was just getting attention, and I was kind of like, okay, now this is a little too much. But I began creating content, and then I navigated to YouTube, and I started doing things there. But it was really more so for the people. I gravitated more towards people and their response to my personality. And so I was trying to figure out, like, okay, God, like, I have a dope personality. What can I do with this? I love talking about you. I love people. How can I serve you? But that was something that I kind of struggled with along my walk, because, like I said, I was comparing myself to my sisters and trying to win the approval of my dad. So I was like, what's my purpose? I kept asking that. What's my purpose? Why am I here? What am I doing? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do here? What am I supposed to do there? And it was just, it kind of like went downhill, and I was like doing this roller coaster thing of trying to figure out my purpose when you're really called to God. Like, number one, Adam was created in God's image before he was given Eve, before he was given, the field to work. So that kind of got a little weird. But as far as landing in the content space, I will say that it started with network marketing, and once I realized people like my personality, I said, okay, this is dope. But yeah.
That's awesome that you started in the network marketing space.
Hmm.
That's a whole nother story. I did network marketing as well,
Did
and
you?
yeah, I did one or two companies. Um, that's actually how I ended up in North Carolina. Was
Really?
Yeah. So my man was he was in the army, and I had got locked up, and long story, and then I got out, and I was like,
Yeah.
yo, I gotta I gotta get up out of here. And so I called my man. He came and got me, and he had just joined this network marketing company called ACN. So we were
Mm.
doing pagers and long distance phone service.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, so it was like, I mean, it's old school. So you really did have, you had like Amway, and you know
Yeah, I've heard of Amway.
Mary Kay,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So I did it. I did it for a while, and it taught me how to use my personality, like
Right,
you
right,
said. And um but that's awesome that you took the content and said, you know what, I'm going to form and shape this into something else,
right.
and still use the personality. Now it's, I'm networking for God, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
I'm out here recruiting for God.
yeah. Come on, come on to
Let
this
me
side.
let me get my prospect list together. Let me go ahead and cast this net, see who go get up in this piece. I get it. I mean, like, and church planting is sort of similar to, I refer church planting to like network marketing, because I'm a church planner. And
Yeah,
so it's just like network marketing. You always kind of prospect the next person to get,
right,
oh, they look like they could sing. They look like they could play the keyboard. They look like they look like they can work a camera.
right.
Yeah,
You'll be good for this.
I get it. I get it. So what trials and tribulations did you face that made you want to quit?
Oof. So the biggest one was recently. So November 4th, 2023, I used to drive Uber and Lyft, and I had car trouble over and over and over, and it was just really, really, really bad. Didn't realize that I feel like God was trying to pull me out of something by answering a prayer, because I kept asking God, "What's my purpose? What's my purpose?" But I was using Uber and Lyft to stay out of a job, because once I got a taste of network marketing and I didn't work for anybody, I was like, okay, I don't want to work for anybody anymore. And so I was driving Uber and Lyft for since 2021, and I had recently just got a new car, and I was going through a lot, and I got invited to homecoming. And so I was super excited, went back to my hometown, and on the day of homecoming at 4 o'clock in the morning, I totaled my brand new car. A elk hit my car and totaled it, and I literally said, God, I'm about to quit, because I've been trying to figure out my purpose for the longest. I've been using Uber and Lyft to serve people because they love talking to me. They love venting to me. They just feel the atmosphere in my car is just loving. Like, I just felt like I was on the right track. Although I felt stuck in that position, I was doing YouTube a little bit, but not as much. I felt stuck in that, but I still didn't understand why my car had to get taken, because now I don't have a source of income.
Mm.
I'm stuck in North Carolina right now, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my life. So right now, I just feel like a blob on this earth taking up space. And I was literally venting to my friend, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So I was listening to this song called Note to You by, I don't know if it's pronounced Iris Ford or Iris Ford, but what rang in my head over and over was, I'm your protection. When you're blind, I'm your reflection. Just keep your eyes on me. I'm all you need. And I just replayed it over and over in my head. I'm like, okay, if God is all I need, God is good. He keeps no good thing from me,
Mm.
and my car was taken, was my car good for me? And so I had to dissect that, and I had to really think, because I'm like, it got taken away, and found out that, we spoke about this, but they committed fraud on my application. So, you know, the car actually was fraudulent, and God kind of like removed that out of my space. But in that time where bills still piling up, don't have a job, don't have anything, all I really have is God, I didn't realize that I had a false sense of security in my job. I didn't realize that I really didn't trust God with my finances. I didn't realize that I had an unhealthy attachment to money. I didn't realize all these things until God sat me down and was like, you thought that Uber and Lyft was the source. I provide for you, and that's a resource. And
Ooh,
so I need
preach.
you to sit down and talk to me about what's going on, and let me remove that darkness that's in your heart that you can't see. So I began sitting in my prayer closet, and that's where Exposing Darkness on my platform on YouTube came from, because I began to work out these things that I used to do in my past, the abortion, the addiction to masturbation, all this stuff that was hidden, those secret sins that the Bible talks about that you think that nobody knows about, but really God is like, I see you.
Right.
I'm working
Right.
out all these things, but I felt like giving up. And I'm so glad that I didn't, because now I'm moving in a direction of my purpose, and I'm impacting people with my stories and with my testimony. Still don't have a job, still don't have a car, but I have peace like nobody's business. Like the Prince of Peace, when they say Jesus is the Prince of Peace, like the fruit of the Spirit is real. Like I'm so detached from the monetary stuff and the materialistic stuff that I used to think that that's where my worth came from.
Right.
And it wasn't until this recent valley that I was able to find victory, even when the situation didn't change. So, yeah.
That that's you know, that's good. That's really good stuff. That is really really good stuff. So you create this YouTube channel, you get
Mhm.
um you start to gain traction, you start to see comments, you start to see like, wow, God is really using me in this piece.
Yeah.
And man, this is good. This could be something.
Yeah.
And the people on the other side of the screen, like me,
Yeah.
you pop up in their feed
Yeah.
and they see you, they see where you are. Hopefully this interview kind of gives people a roadmap to how you landed where you are.
Right.
But what would you tell somebody that sees you where you are now, and desire to be where you are? What would you share with them?
I would say focus on God, because although you may think that you desire what it is that I have, you may not.
Mm,
And um a lot of the times we look at other people and what they have, and because we see the end of it, or the successful part of it, and we don't see the back end, we think that that's what we want, and we focus on that, and it's like, oh, I want to have this, I want to have that. But not only do you not know what comes with it and what's on the back end, but you also don't know if that's what God wants for you. And until you detach from this concept of my desire is something that's good for me, you're always going to feel like, because let's say that you do get in my space, let's say that you do become what it is that just because you have what it is that I have doesn't mean you're going to feel fulfilled. And I had to learn that the hard way, because I would look at people and I'm like, I want that. And then when I would get right next to them, I'm like, I don't feel fulfilled in that. Because when I was doing YouTube, I was doing hair stuff, because that was what pretty girls did. They did hair and makeup. I was
right.
doing it. I said, I don't feel fulfilled in this at all. I had companies sending me wigs and hair and stuff to review. Like I was actually popping on YouTube for, not as, I ain't gonna toot my horn, but I had some companies
Hey,
sending me, reaching out.
it's okay though,
You know,
right?
yeah, I had companies reach out, and but I was like, dang, this is not fulfilling, because I was looking at what other people had, and I was like, I want that. And so when I welcomed God and I said, God, what do you see for me? And when you welcome him in, you have to understand that he's good. We are not good naturally. We have a sinful nature. So what we desire for ourselves it's probably not the best for us. So we have to attach ourselves with the source of all good things. And if we want good to come in our life, we have to stay attached to him, and he will replace those desires that we think are good, and he'll place the ones that he sees fit for us. And then we can execute them, but we can't execute them without him.
Woo. You just somebody just heard all that was like, uh just killed my dream, but I get it. I totally
Look,
understand.
read Matthew 6:33. Everybody love that scripture, but read it. Listen, seek him first. Like that's the gist.
But I think that's good because you really hit it on the head. Is we think we desire, we see something and we think we desire what we the fruit of somebody else's labor,
Hmm.
right? So that's why you have a lot of people wanting to be entertainers and athletes, and they see they see the glitz and the glamour, and they see
Right.
the fame and the fortune, or fame, because most of them don't have a fortune, but
Come
and
on.
it looks pretty, it looks
Mhm.
good, it looks
Yeah.
glamorous. But then when you start digging into that thing and you start looking and saying, okay, why did all these actors who had multi-million dollar bank accounts commit suicide?
Come on.
What? Why would you had everything that was appealing to the eye. You had
Mm.
all of it, but it goes back to what you said, and the reality was you didn't feel fulfilled. And so even though you amassed the stuff, you got all the creature features, and you got
Yeah.
all of it twice,
Yeah.
you still empty. And so I
Mm.
appreciate you telling them, like, look, you see this, but God might not have you here. And then you get this and realize, like, yo, this ain't what you want.
I'm
And
telling you.
now you all messed up because God had turned you over to a reprobate mind and gave you exactly what you thought you wanted. And then you
Exactly what you
realize,
thought
like,
you wanted.
dang, this ain't what I thought it was.
At
Yeah.
all. I'm saying.
Yeah. So if she talking to you and you feel like you want to be in this space, and you felt that, like, it's something that you wanted to do, but you really ain't seek God in it, and God's not leading your charge and spearheading, and he didn't order your steps to that path, then save yourself the trouble. Really is what she's saying.
I'm
Don't do it, because
literally.
ultimately it's gonna be more headache than what it's worth.
Yeah.
That's
And
good
you'll
stuff.
know. You'll know. Like for me, ideas just flooded me. Like it was, I had never had, I showed my sister all the notes for two weeks of notes. I was just scrolling on my phone like, this is what God has placed on my heart. And I've never ever had that kind of content just download into my spirit when I was just, but the thing is, I wasn't focused on my YouTube channel. Like I said, I lost my car and job, and I was like, all I have is God. And he said, keep your eyes on me. I'm all you need. So I just opened my Bible. I started my prayer closet, and I just began talking to God and just talking to God and talking to God. Then all of a sudden he began to speak to me in dreams, and then downloading all this stuff, and ideas started to flow. And I didn't ask for that. I was focused on the one who could give it. So the desire may be true. It may be that God placed that on your heart, and it may be something he has for you. But if you want the desire more than you want him,
That's good.
that's
Yeah.
not gonna work. It's
Then it
not
becomes
gonna
a
work.
small God.
He becomes a small God, and you idolizing something. And he said,
Yeah.
put no God before me.
Absolutely. 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 You cooking up in this thing. I see here cooking.
Look,
So
I'm
so
loose now.
hey, let's go. So here's a question.
Okay.
You are where you are right now at 28.
Yes.
What do you say to the 20-year-old you? What is
20
some advice that you would tell the 20-year-old you?
Stop looking at everybody else.
Ooh.
Please stop it. Because when I tell you, I was looking at everybody else, I'm like, okay, so this is what you do. And you, Okay. And you do that, and then you okay, but I tripped a little bit when I did that. Do I? Oh, and I'm just looking at everybody else, and I'm not looking where I'm going, and I'm just tripping and falling and just trying to keep up with the Joneses. And like I said with the previous question, you need to focus on the one that matters. Because at the end of the day, everything belongs to God. And if you're too busy focused on sinners, because let's be honest, we all have a sinful nature.
Right.
We're focused on the
Sure.
people who not only can't do much for you, can't take anything away, can't like they have no power, they have no control, and they have no say in your journey. You're just going to be tripping because you're not watching where you're going. You're too busy watching other people. So I would tell my 20-year-old self, stop looking at everybody else.
Mm, mm. Put those blinders on and be focused. Because you're saying, I mean, like you're dropping some nuggets. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, ooh, all that stuff will preach. Like you are, because people try to find their identities in somebody else's identity.
Yeah. Yeah.
You found your identity in God,
Yeah.
and then, but before you did, you were just saying that you was over here looking at this person, you was over here looking at this person, and this
Yeah.
person trying to piece your identity together from external sources other than the source.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it had a lot to do with what I was feeding myself too. Because you got the culture podcast, you got your friends, you got different people telling you what to do. And you're like, oh, well, I'm getting my advice from people who are not connected to God. So I'm thinking that I'm on the right track, but
Right.
I'm really not because I'm like, well, they say that you're supposed to be successful and she's successful. She has the result. I hear all the time. Follow the people who have the results that you want. So I'm following this person who has the results that I want. But what does God want from me? You got to realize when you look at Jesus and Jesus is your model, Jesus was born to die. His
Right.
purpose was to die. He was homeless on this earth. And we're looking at people who are telling you to chase the money and the cars and the mansions and stuff. But if we are to walk and model the way Christ did, when you look at his life, he was born in mess and died on a cross, and that was his purpose. So, really, who are you looking at and why? You
That's
know?
that's good stuff. We just, hey, we can seal this thing and be like, hey, if you don't know Jesus right now, if you don't know what he did and paid the price, let me not preach. I
Okay.
am trying to. I'm trying not. I'm giving. You know, shook the soda pop, and I'm you to take the lid off that thing.
I
I'm
know.
ready. I'm like, okay, let me suppress myself because I can
Because we
ride
can
that
go there. We
pony
can go there.
all day. Oh man. Oh man. So this has been a really good. I really appreciate you doing this. Like
Thank you
from the
so
bottom of my heart.
much.
Like you my sister now. Like we down like full flat. And so I got some questions for you though.
Okay.
These are we shifted now. We shifted
Okay.
now. We got some stuff.
All
Okay.
right.
Now
Mm-hmm.
you're 28,
Yes.
right? You're 28.
Mm-hmm.
Uh what's circulating in your in your iPod or your what's circulating in your Pandora right now? What you got going on?
So, okay. So, I really love Christian rap. I don't know if people are into it, but I
I'm definitely
really,
into it.
oh my goodness, I love Christian rap. So my Pandora station is like Christian R&B. So you got um who is the Christian because I
Like
listen to
Travis
kind of the
Green,
same.
uh
Yeah, I listen to the kind of the
Tasha
same people
Cobbs.
there. Yeah, so
Uh-huh.
I'll listen to Tasha Cobb's radio or Kirk Franklin radio,
Uh-huh.
or I like the Afrobeat type Christian music too.
Okay.
But as far as Christian rap, I love Mike Teasy, I love TJ Carroll, I love Hovey, Big Breeze, God Fearing. Like I but
So you did name KB, Andy Mineo, Lecrae, Tadashi.
I found out about Tadashi today. I said,
You need to check out KB. I'm telling you, KB. KB is one of the hardest, um, like lyrically and scripturally based
Okay.
rap. Like that's important to me when it comes to Christian hip hop.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm very, very big on what they're saying. So
For sure.
KB is probably like everything that he drops. He has a song that he remixed, Fred Hammond's "Glory to Glory,"
Mm,
and that thing is a banger.
okay.
I like Bizzle. Bizzle is
Okay.
more of a conscious Christian kind of thing, and he
Hmm.
spits truth. Um, yeah, so just check them out. KB,
Okay.
Bizzle, Andy Mineo. There, I mean, if you want to get some like somebody who's really, really sound and solid in there, you can go back way back to Ambassador. He's like
Okay.
old school hip hop. Okay, so you're a
Okay.
hip hop head. Were
Yeah.
you a big hip was you a big hip hop head before you made your conversion?
Yeah, I liked turning up. I ain't gonna lie. Like I liked my Summer Walkers and SZA. I like my R&B, and I really when I drove Uber and Lyft, that's the only time I really listen to music. I would have on Jodeci radio, so I really liked my old school music.
Uh-huh.
And right now, actually, I don't really listen to music now. I listen to music before my Bible time. I get my worship songs in, but for the most part, I'm reading books. I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and that's what my
Okay.
playlist is full of. But like if I'm maybe in the shower, I might cut on the Pandora. But for the most part, I'm listening to books, honestly.
Okay. Which leads me to my next question.
Yeah.
That just led me right into my next question. So, what's the last book or audio book that you tuned into or read?
The Game of Life and How to Play It.
The Game of Life
The
and How to
Game of
Play It.
Life and How to Play It. And it's all about tapping into God who is inside of you and moving in that direction while walking with God. And the book sounds like the Game of Life and How to Play It. You wouldn't think that they're talking about Jesus and scriptures and stuff. But when I heard the book, I'm like, this is wild. This is
Okay,
great.
I'm gonna
Oh
have to
my
check
God.
that book out.
Check it out for sure. It's I listened to it on YouTube. It was actually on YouTube. It's on YouTube for free. I think it's a 2.5 hour audio, but it's a
Okay,
really, really, really good book. And it really got me looking at God as being inside of me, because a lot of people keep God up here and they're like, no, like he's inside of you. So tap
for
into
sure.
that and navigate life with that. So yep, that's the book.
Okay, okay. So you just all around. She can hoop. She can you can you cook?
No. I
Oh,
know, I know. And I've had this conversation with God. I said, God, I just feel like my husband is gonna be the chef. My husband's gonna be the one to cook. But I love to clean. I love cleaning. What? I
okay,
love cleaning. But cooking, see, the reason why is because my sister's a chef. And I'm very, very, very considerate. My mom didn't want anyone in her kitchen. So anytime my sister was able to cook, it would be at my grandma's house. So because she wanted to be a chef, I would always say, you can cook. And then I
okay,
just kind of like sat back in that. And then I worked at a restaurant. So I always had food from the restaurant. So I didn't really have to cook. I stay with my
okay.
mom now. So she always cooks. So it's like I've been spoiled, I guess you can say. So I'm just
Yes.
believing God for a husband who can cook.
Hey, so y'all guys that's gonna be trying to slide in her DM. She already there's a couple of things she already mentioned that if you ain't listening, you missed out on. One, you got to love God. You
I
if you
mean, yeah.
if that ain't even if you don't love God completely and you have fruit, because you can say you love it, but if there's no fruit, don't even slide. And
And
if you can't cook, don't even slide because y'all both can't. Y'all got you gonna
we
be
can
hungry.
juice. We can juice. We can go vegan with it. Okay. We can just have fruits and
Hey,
vegetables.
so my wife and I, well, I for the last probably 6 or 7 years, I go through these periods where I just don't eat meat. Like I don't eat chicken at all. Period. So I stopped eating
Mm.
chicken probably 6 years ago. But through over the course of these 6 years, I'll go through these phases where I just would eat meat. and it was very difficult 5 years ago to find stuff to eat.
Yeah.
I would just eat a bunch of French fries. I'd just be eating French fries. Every meal was French fries. So,
Okay, Mr. Potato Head.
you go get you some Popeyes French fries. You go get you some, McDonald's French fries. You try to get you some Bojangles. You try to mix it
Right.
up. But now, like, there's a lot of options, like, as far as like vegan. So I'm
Yeah.
down with the vegan thing,
Yeah,
100%.
me
I
too.
am.
That's why I'm like, I have my own juicer, so I make a lot of juices and stuff like that. So
Okay.
a lot of protein shakes. Well, not really protein shakes, like banana peanut butter shakes. So I survive.
You survive, and
I do. I do what I
I'm pretty sure you're pretty healthy.
for sure. I work out every single day. That's another thing, fellas. You got to work out.
Got to work out.
Got to
Oh,
work out.
hey,
'Cause,
she done threw it out there. She
yeah.
can't be more fit than you. So
Come
we
on.
actually own a kickboxing gym.
Really?
Yeah. So now that you family, you ever pull up, we gonna go in there and get this workout on. So we own a kickboxing gym, and
Oh yeah.
we're there about 3 days. I'm in there at least three days a week, and my wife is in there, and so yeah, we try to be fit. I mean, we get 50. You gotta, you know what I'm saying, like. You gotta start changing some stuff, like
Okay, come
you
on.
know.
My mom's the same way. She works
I,
out.
I
She works
gotta.
out every day
People don't
too.
even know that I'm my age because like both of us, we don't look like we're 50. So
You don't.
yeah,
You don't.
um,
When you said that, I was like, what?
yeah, I'll be 51 in August. 51 in
Wow.
August. Yeah, so it's crazy. Hey, it's the prune juice. It keep the skin tight. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, oh my goodness, not the prunes.
The prune juice. So here's another question. You
Yeah.
graduated. It's a little trivia right here. This is just some
Okay.
fun stuff right here. You
Okay.
graduated in 2013, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Are you a big sports person?
No. Well,
No.
I watch basketball, but I don't have like a favorite team or anything.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So in 2003, do you know what the number one song was in 2003? I mean
And
2013. I'm sorry,
I was
2013.
about to say
I'm gonna say 2003. You was like
2003.
what, two?
Right. 2013 song? What
Nah, it was
genre?
Blurred Lines. Pharrell.
Are you for how does that even go?
You know what? I was gonna download it and play and play it, but I can't even tell you. Maybe I have to pull it up real
I'm
quick.
gonna have to
But
pull
Blurred
that up
Lines.
because blurred lines.
Okay, so do you know what the number one movie was in 2013?
Don't say nothing crazy. What was it?
Frozen.
Really?
Frozen was the number one,
That
with
movie
Iron
made me
Man being
cry.
a close second.
You said which one?
Iron Man 3 was a close second, but it was
Mm,
Frozen and Iron Man. Okay.
wow.
So I since you said you're not a sports person, I'm still gonna throw this out here. This
Okay.
is probably something. Do you know who won the NBA championship in 2013? Nope.
I want to say Cleveland.
Ooh, almost. Miami. It did have LeBron James on
Oh,
there.
I knew it was
LeBron. So 2013 was kind of was a sports wise was good. Now you say you don't watch football, so
LeBron.
I'm pretty sure you don't know who won the Super Bowl in 2013.
Patriots.
No, the Ravens. That's a good guess though. It was like, hey, they won 7 of them. I'm gonna get it.
Right. I'm just throw it out there.
I just might get it. So, this has been a really dope and really fun. I have one last question for you,
Okay, let's go.
and I saved this question for last because it just requires you to, and I think you kind of answered it already, but um, I want to ask you, what is something you didn't pay attention to early on and you had to learn the hard way?
Mm, I had to learn the hard way. I'd say I didn't pay attention to what being in a relationship with God actually looked like. And what I mean by that is I felt I was falling in love with God's hand. So in my conversations with him, it was, oh my gosh, when am I gonna meet my husband? Prepare me for my husband. What's my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing now? Hey God, so you're good. So make sure you do not make sure, but can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? And it was this like genie type deal. And I realized that when you don't look at your connection with God as a commitment and a relationship, sinning is easy, or
Right.
falling in love with his hand is easy, because when you don't think of it as a relationship, it'll be easy for you to see someone and say, oh, you're cheating on your wife. That's horrible. Why would you do that? But when you're in a relationship with God and you're sinning, you don't see it. I'm just drinking a little bit. I'm just smoking a little bit. I'm just having sex. I'm just doing this, that, and the third. But it's like you're
Right.
hurting God. That's the same as you cheating on your husband or wife. You know what I'm saying? So me realizing that this is a relationship, this is a covenant, this is a commitment. I took that for granted and I didn't really understand it before because I was really falling in love with God's hand and not his heart.
Mm, mm, mm. Whew, whew. Boy, that'll
I
preach
know.
too. We gonna get you a collar. We about to, we about, we about to.
Come on, caller.
Hey, hey, don't be surprised if I hit you up and be like, hey, you want because my church online now.
Ooh.
We you I'll toss you the mic.
Oh, I'm scared.
I, I promise I will. I
I believe you. I believe
Hey,
you.
you dropping gems like a drunken pirate up in this mug. I'm like, okay, shoot, man.
It's the
We,
Holy
we,
Spirit. It's the Holy Spirit.
hey, that is all right. So where can the people find you at? Where can they hit you up on?
You can hit me up on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. All of them is Taja Najay. So at TAJANAJA.
Okay, so
Um,
here's her Instagram. You
yeah,
can
that's
follow her
me.
there. Don't
Baby
forget to put
picture me.
the underscore. Look at the little baby picture.
Picture
Y- Oh.
me.
So don't forget to put the underscore on there. And
Yeah, yeah.
here's her YouTube. Everybody go follow her, go like her stuff, go comment, go do all the things that challenges the algorithm in YouTube. Go watch her videos, go leave comment. She got solid content, honestly. So I'm not just saying to go do it. Really go look at what she's putting out and at her message and how authentic she is when she's presenting her information and everything. So this is her YouTube page. Um, I'm pretty sure she's working on a coaching business coming around here pretty soon. And
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
gonna have
yeah.
some stuff where she's going to be able to be able to coach and do all that good stuff. And I'm looking forward to when that pops off. However, God moves her into that. And he
Absolutely.
might not, but then again, it's happening naturally anyway. So you might as
Yeah,
well
you
put a
know.
price tag on it. So, um, and so you said that your sister's a chef, and
Mhm.
so and your sister does spices, correct?
Yes, yes, yes. She
Okay.
has a spice blending company.
And there's the spice blending company right there,
Yes, 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 yes. The Spice Patch. That's my
spicepatch.com.
girl. Yes.
I went through the website and I'm like, yo, I'm going to be ordering some stuff. Even some like
Yay.
I can't smell the taste, but it's just some of the stuff, some of the spices look like, oh yeah, I bet that's probably good. So
Yeah.
go follow her sister on Instagram. And if you are in the Charlotte area, right?
Yes, Charlotte area.
Pull her up, see if she needs if there's anything that you can get from her. Jump on the website, take advantage of that discount for shipping and handling and the things and her products that she has. And just follow them. They are awesome people. Is there what's the last word? What you got? What you want to say to the people closing it out?
The last thing, listen, just focus on God, keep your focus on Him, and hold up a mirror. Everyone is you pushed out. So just focus on yourself, focus on your relationship with God. Everything else will fall in place. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for being on. This has been open for discussion. I've
Yes.
been on here with the dynamic, awesome woman of God, Taj Flood, and she is just amazing. And y'all go follow her. With that said, hey, I love y'all, and there's nothing you could do about it. And until next time, I'm out. Peace.
Bye.